Hey, so it's Tuesday. I'm doing another car vlog because I've found that doing these car vlogs, I don't spend money on like makeup or clothes or stuff like that. So I'm just gonna do car vlogs, probably a lot. To be honest with you, probably a lot. I don't really have much to talk about though. It's the only downside. So they're gonna be boring. I got up and did my makeup today. I've had 400 calories. Yesterday I kind of cheated because I had some lasagna as well as a smoothie for dinner, so that was bad. So that's why I'm trying to be extra good today to kind of make up for it, to balance it out. But yeah, I woke up at like really early today. I woke up at like 3 something, and I kind of slept again. I went back to sleep a little bit, but I've just been up for a while. I'm just trying to think of something to say. I've been pretty stressed lately. Because remember, I think last time I talked to you, I talked about that stable delusion popping, and it actually has substantially popped. It kind of comes back on the weekends, like if I'm in a really good mood, I'll kind of feel like maybe I have a chance with them. Because like I really don't want to get this tattoo removed. Not just because I don't want to remove it. It's not the pain. I have a really high pain threshold, I think, because I've gotten a lot of tattoos and none of them hurt except for the healing process. But it's just I don't want to give up hope, and I kind of feel sometimes like when this stable delusion popped, it's kind of like I have to give up hope, and it took away a lot of my hope. And I just want you to know that I am not normally this consumed by a guy or anyone. This is unusual. I wouldn't say I'm unreasonably feeling emotions for him. I wouldn't. Sometimes when I see he posts, I think it is unreasonable though, because I'll be like, oh well, you know, he does this, I'm not interested in that. Like almost like his interests and my interests don't coincide. He says something about me being a hoarder. I am a hoarder. He said he'd never date a hoarder of any kind, and I'm a hoarder of many kinds. So all these things, like, I guess it is really unreasonable. It's really unreasonable for me to still be hung up on this guy. It's very unreasonable. So, let's come to terms with that. Yeah. That's what makes my heart stop, and like my stomach shrink into my chest, and like him living his life. And I don't have many views. Not that I check them, but last time I looked, like the previous post had like 1 view, and I'm like, I don't think it's him. But then there's all the crazy things that have happened, and like, I don't know, there's a lot of crazy things that have happened that I really haven't mentioned. I want to talk about one thing. Like, he used to let me text him, and then I guess I said something mean, and he said he would call the police if I texted him again. This is after a lot of him texting and responding. Not too much, not like crazy, but just somewhat, responding to me, not necessarily. I was over the top infatuated, but I'm not necessarily that way all the time. I'm definitely not like this with any other guy. No other guy does this to me, and I'm still trying to figure out why this Mike guy does it for me. But a lot of it has to do with high school. A lot of it has to do with a date we went on that wasn't a date because he brought friends. A lot of it has to do with some stuff in regards to MySpace. Yeah. But what really just makes my heart stop is just thinking about him right now at work, just minding his own business. Maybe texting some other girl that he's interested in, and maybe they're making plans for drinks after work and all that. And then I think like that, and that's where the stable delusion that popped was that he somehow did love me or wanted to give me a chance, but there was like some sort of conflict that I couldn't know about that was keeping us apart. And so that was the stable delusion that had kept me happy. But when I texted him though, I think it was the second to last time I texted him, he texted back that when I texted him, I upset him and he would call the police. And I said something smart-assy back, which I regret. And then I told him to donate to a bipolar charity, I think. Because basically I felt that he doesn't really care or grasp the intensity of my feelings, which are so intense that they're not good for me. They make me ill sometimes. So after that I had to go home. So he texted me back about the police, and he was upset, and I texted back something mean, and then I stopped what I was doing because I was at work, and I had to leave the office. I had to leave, so I left. So I just was like, I have to go home, I'm sick. I was like, something just happened, it's very upsetting, I can't function, so I have to go home. So I came outside to my car, and my car, both windows were wide open, and that had never happened before. I didn't know that could happen. It kind of gave me hope, and it's a very obvious coincidence, a potential coincidence. So I rolled up my windows. It did it the next day. Just one window came. They came halfway down. It did it the next day, and then it's never done it since. So this whole synchronicity, if that's what it's called, where like all these coincidences have meaning and deeper meanings, and like, you know, there are no coincidences, blah blah blah. I just am so confused. I'm so confused. And I'm completely hung up. I'm completely hung up. Like, I don't know how to stop wanting to be with him. I don't know how to accept this delusion being popped. I keep trying to coax it into inflation again. I keep trying to inflate it. I'm trying to coax it to inflate. Because we did text. Obviously, it wasn't like we didn't go on a date. He kind of implied he didn't want to date me to me. So I'm sitting here thinking like he's not able to text me. And probably he is. He just doesn't want to text me. And that's the delusion. When the delusion pops, that's reality. And that's what I'm up against, is this crazy oh my god. But the thing is, it's funny because it's just, I need to know the answer, because I'm not trying to be mean. I'm really not trying to be mean, because I'm sure he's a great guy. I know he's a great guy. I'm obsessed with him. Of course he's a great guy. He's handsome, he's sweet, he's funny. He's kind of mean to me. But I'm sure he's nice to everybody else. But this concept, I mean, he's like a lawyer, and so he's like living large. I feel like he's like in high-rise buildings, at office parties, dating some very short, skinny girl. He likes short girls. I'm sure my weight would be a deal breaker for him. Which is part of the reason why I'm losing weight. But it's time. It's been long enough. It's time for me to lose weight. I don't want you to think that I'm losing weight for a guy. Because when I think, like, if I think about my losing weight making him want to be with me, it just makes me kind of grossed out by him. But he's not gross. He's not gross, but it's just like, you know, have you seen those billboards for like the Hot Wives Club or whatever? It's like for fucking Botox and shit. It's like Botox and all these like lipo, like all these slenderizing things, and it's got a picture of this babe in a bikini, and it's like Hot Wives Club, and like I see it all the time. It's like that's the kind of girl he's looking for. I feel like, is like, because he's a lawyer, so, and he's living it up and living large and traveling, and probably with another girl that he loves or he likes, and it's like, what if I don't even know him? Which I don't. I thought I knew enough about him to get a tattoo on the back of my neck. But I'm not gonna remove it still. I mean, I'm 32 years old. I'm coming up on my 33rd birthday. in about 6 months. I don't like to travel. Like, if I did want to travel, I would want to travel to, like, England or Ireland or Scotland. Like, that's where I would want to travel. I mean, it might be interesting to see San Diego, I guess, but just for the weather. There's really no place in the U.S. that I really am just aching and itching to go to. Obviously, the legal states appeal to me, if you know what I mean. But I want to fly wherever those states, or any of those states. Pick any of those states, I'm flying, because I'm not driving through Texas. So I can't really, that wouldn't be beneficial. Maybe it'd be beneficial. I just couldn't stow away some from bringing it back. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to talk about green stuff. Don't know how to hold this phone. 16 minutes. But yeah, I just makes my blood go cold, and then that naturally, the stable delusion popping, and Mike is a yuppie D-bag, hypothetically, in this mindset that wants a hot wife in a bikini on a billboard, kind of makes my blood run cold and my mouth dry and my eyes widen and my face red, and it makes me kind of think like all these I mean, the past is the past. So I'm not going to say that anyone from my 20s that I dated or any of that, I'm not going to like rue that and say, "Oh, he was the one." Cuz I don't feel like I've met the one during my 20s. But I just feel like I have a potential one that might be good. There's a lot of problems with it, but it's like just thinking if that, just not even if I end up with that one, but you know, that one just represents a silver lining. And I definitely haven't been a silver lining for them. So it kind of it's just startling. And I just have to continue. I just have to continue. And I want more tattoos. I want a mermaid tattoo. But I don't know that I will get one. I have these tattoos. I kind of want to get more on my arm. Can you see that? Here, let me show you the pink one. Whoop. kind of have like blank space on my arm. But I think it's just the tattoos are addictive. They're really addictive. There was also, there's this temporary tattoo I have that's like a picture of a kitten, and it's got a bow, and it's like it looks like it's about to pounce. It's a really cute tattoo. I'd like that as a tattoo. But, yeah, I'd like that as a tattoo. I just don't know if I could actually get that done. I feel like, where would I put it? Maybe on my arm. Maybe I could get it on my wrist, like right here. Right there. Right there. I could get it on my hand. But yeah, this is definitely better than going shopping. Because I'm not spending money, considering I don't have very much money. I get paid on Friday, but I don't want this to go too long. When they go too long, it like skips and then it stops recording, and then the remaining records on a separate video. So when I upload, it like cuts off, and I'm not gonna upload the last little segment. But yeah, so for better or for worse, the main baseline delusion, stable delusion, is staticking in and out. I'm gonna say this, and probably this is gonna jinx it into happening, but I really don't want to live alone. I don't want to grow up and be alone by myself with 14 birds. I don't want to live alone. Now, I'm not just gonna move in with anybody, but not that anybody would move in with me, because I'm so dirty. Like, I'm just not very functioning. I mean, there's hope. I feel like there's hope for me, but I don't know if I have room for someone to live with me in my apartment now. I mean, obviously they could sleep in my bed, but I don't know where their clothes would go, because my house is overflowing with my clothes. Like, my clothes are everywhere. Everywhere. I have a lot of clothes. I have those like racks that are on wheels, that like whole hangers of clothes. Okay. I'm just gonna give it a little more time. But so many weird things keep happening. And then it's like reading something and it says one thing, but while you're reading it, you're listening to music that says the opposite. So it's not that, reading it, the reading, Mike is not interested in me. And I'm creeping him out, I'm upsetting him, what the fuck, what's your problem? Like, what's your problem? Like, my problem. And then the music is... like, he's the only one for me, and... I just wish he'd give me a chance, and I'd have to be skinny, but he thinks he knows I'm crazy. He thinks I'm a horrible person. I feel like a lot of people think that. Not to validate it, but I guess everyone in some way is a horrible person at one point in their life. I'm trying to change. Okay, this is boring. I'm gonna stop. I'm just gonna watch some videos, I guess, on YouTube. In my car. But I am gonna upload this publicly. And thank you for watching if you did.